Joshua Knopwood, Unit 5 Injury and Sport.
Right, so for P1 criteria, you need to describe 4 different types of injuries associated with sports participation, and then for M1 criteria, you need to explain why these injuries are associated with sports performance. So, can you tell me first type of injury?
That'd be soft tissue injuries.
Right, soft tissue injuries, good. So, what are soft tissue injuries?
A soft tissue injury is an injury to a tendon, ligament, or muscle in your body. It occurs when either there's chronic stress to a joint, or it can occur just from a single blow.
Excellent, yeah. So, can you give me like an example of soft tissue injury, maybe?
Like strains, bruising, cuts, blisters, and like grazing and stuff like that.
Good. So, how then can they relate to sport? So, if you were to explain to me how that would be associated with sport, which ones would be associated with sport? Do you think?
Well, most sports really, like football, like you could like bump into somebody and like sprain your ankle or.
Good. So, what about bruises in football? So, what's a bruise?
A bruise is. Sorry. A bruise is what's it called? Put it down.
So if you talk about bruises, so what do bruises look like?
They look like black underneath your skin. Like
yeah. So what is that? Do you think?
It is.
So what's it showing? So the underneath your skin, what's that showing?
That your muscles bleed.
So muscles bleeding.
Yeah.
Right. So what would cause that maybe?
Like a bump or like knocking into somebody or like falling on something hard, like on your knees or something.
Right. Yeah. So the second type of injury.
Serious injuries like concussion, back injuries, and spinal cord injuries.
Good. So can you talk to me about one of them?
Well, concussions where like you get like a knock to the head, and sometimes after when you have had a knock to the head and you've got concussion, you can't remember what's happened, and you can lose function for a while. You can lose like the normal function of your body for a while.
Good. So what sports might that happen in?
Rugby, like if you're going into a bad tackle and you bump heads, you could get concussed from that.
Good. So worst case scenario for a serious injury, what would it be?
Death.
And what else could happen?
Like loss of function in some parts of your body and stuff.
Good. So what's that called?
Paralysed.
Good. Good. Well done. Can you talk to me about your third type of injury?
That's fractures.
Fractures, yeah.
And the fracture is the same as a break. There are 2 different types of fractures: open and closed. An open fracture is where the bone comes out of the skin when you've broken it, and a closed one is where the bone's broken but it's stayed inside the skin.
Good. So can you give me an example?
Like if you're playing football and you go for like a header or something and you land awkwardly and someone comes in on your ankle and your ankle comes out here.
Good. So the cause then, what type of cause would that be? Do you think?
Like.
So if it's somebody else doing it, so what would that be? What type of cause?
Extrinsic factor.
Yeah. So why would it be extrinsic?
Because it's coming from it's not you, it's someone else. It's not you. It's not under your control.
Yeah. Good. Well done. So your final type?
Overuse injuries.
Good. So what are they?
This happens when you have repetitive demand or stress to a joint over a period of time. There are 3 main types of overuse injuries, which is like tendonitis, shin splints, and inflammation or irritation to a tendon.
Good. So can you talk to me about one of them?
Like tendonitis, that's. You can have that in your Achilles tendon.
Yeah, in your Achilles tendon.
Which connects your gastrocnemius to your soleus.
Good. So what sort of sports could cause that? So what sports do you think?
Running.
So what type of running?
Like the marathon.
Yeah, and why?
Long distance. Because you're doing like the same movement over and over again.
Good, well done. Now for P2 criteria, can you describe to me 2 types of illnesses? And for M1 as well, just like explain why they associate with sports, or 2 illnesses.
I can't pronounce it properly, but hypoglycemia.
Hypoglycemia.
Which is abnormally low level of sugar in the blood. This is caused when you've either not eaten enough, when you're not eating enough, or when you're doing too much physical activity.
So what types of food would you recommend then?
Like
So you think what nutrient might you need?
like fruits and
So fruits, but then if the nutrient, what types of nutrients would you?
Carbohydrate.
Yeah, so why carbohydrates?
Because it brings up your blood sugars.
Blood sugars, and it's got
Glucose.
glucose. So what does glucose give you?
Glucose is the thing that gives you energy.
Good, yeah. So then just tell me a little bit more about hypoglycemia.
It can have these effects on the body, like nervousness, intense sweating, trembling, weakness, and sometimes trouble speaking. This isn't good for you because your brain needs glucose to function properly, and it can also cause diabetes.
Good, well done. So just your final type now of injury, illness.
Or asthma, yeah. Asthma is my second one, and this is a lifelong condition. And it's caused by airways becoming narrow and inflamed. There's no explanation of why this happens, and the intensity of an asthma attack can vary in severity.
Good. So what would you use to if you have an asthma attack? What would you use?
An inhaler.
Good.
There's 2 different types of inhaler. One's preventative inhaler, and the other's reliever inhaler.
Good. So if you were to have an asthma attack while, let's say, you were taking part in a sports session, what would you do?
I have my inhaler.
And then how long would you rest for? About
5 minutes.
And then after 5 minutes, what would you do then?
I'd just speak.
So you've had an asthma attack. You've had your inhaler. You've waited 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You settled down then. So your body's then ready to
go again. Just do not as hard. Just do your normal activity.